By now you've probably seen the newly announced Pokemon game coming in 2027, Wind and Waves. I know my feeds were just filled with pictures of these new little guys. I mean these guys. Now, the only Pokemon game that I've ever actually completed was Legend ZA, but who can resist drawing these little cuties? And since hearing the name of one of them, I had to draw what I think their middle stage evolution should be. You already know, it's on the screen, it's Pombon. I'll get into more details about the actual design that I chose later in the video, but you'll also get to see it unfold while I'm drawing. Now, as I've said, I've only ever completed ZA, but I have played other Pokemon games. I played about half of Pearl for the DS, but I did not comp my team at all, so I got pretty bored of having to farm for XP because my Pokemon were not the right types for doing anything. I have killed so many Ponytas. By I didn't comp, I mean this was my team. I had my starter, Empoleon, named Pip. I had Floatzel, named Balazar. Golduck, named Adriatic. Mismagus, named Mevrin. Machoke, named Porkchop, who was forever stuck as a Machoke due to me playing this game in like 2019 and having nobody to trade with. Finally, Luxray named Azure, and as you can see, these are mostly water types, which is not great for comp. Looking at my save file, it looks like the furthest I made it was defeating Darius in Galactic HQ. I don't know how far into the game that is, but that is how far I made it. At least that's how far the little journal that pops up when you open the game says that I made it. It also looks like the last time I played was sometime in August. It doesn't say what year, but it was a while ago. I also need to explain how I got this copy of Pearl, because my family didn't buy it. It just showed up in our house one day. The only save file was Ash Ketchum, which did not help find the owner. One of my sisters thought it belonged to her friend, so she tried to return it to him, and he just refused, saying it wasn't his. But my sister, convinced that it was his, didn't let anybody play the game because she didn't want to delete his save file, but she moved out and left the game, and it had just been sitting in a drawer for years, so it's mine now. This also happened a lot with random items. We'd find miscellaneous shirts or pants that didn't belong to anybody in the house. We kept joking that the dryer was taking our clothes and just exchanging them for different items, since we also kept missing some socks. Also, my family has ADHD, so that might be part of it. Though I don't think that's how we got the DS game. I still don't know where that came from, because there's no way my parents just bought a DS game and didn't tell anybody. I also have to say, props to the DS. I have not charged either of my DSs in years, and they both turned on without needing to charge at all. I still have the DS I was given when I was around 6 years old. It's a pink DS Lite that in some points in my teenage years I put sheep duct tape on it to decorate it. I think I tried a couple of other duct tapes, but I eventually gave up on trying to decorate it. I don't use it now due to the fact that it has a lot of dead pixels and spots that make Harvest Moon DS incredibly hard to play because it covers the clock. But one of my sisters gifted me her DS and she never used it anyway. Harvest Moon was one of my most played DS games. I hoarded that game from my sisters because we all shared DS games, but it was my favorite. As a kid, it took me like 12 in-game years to figure out how to get married in that game. To be fair though, the requirements for getting married in Harvest Moon are just truly so much. I don't blame 6-year-old me, or really anyone for that matter, for not figuring it out themselves. Especially since, like, the version of Harvest Moon I had was one of the more buggy ones. Like one day, I woke up and had infinite money. It was just set to max. Also, the version of the game that I had, you couldn't marry the witch. I know there were a lot of other bugs too, but those are the two that I remember. But this isn't a Harvest Moon video, this is a Pokemon video, so I won't go too much into my Harvest Moon obsession. Maybe in another video, we'll see. Maybe I'll draw my wife. But back to Pearl. While I didn't play Pearl when it was released, I did watch the anime for it. Piplup was my favorite Pokemon as a kid because I was obsessed with penguins, so anything that had penguins in it, I liked it. Therefore, Dawn was also my favorite character, at least from what I can remember, which Piplup and Dawn are kind of all I can remember from the anime because I was very young when I watched it. I didn't actually know the anime was called the same thing as the game until now. Again, I was a very young child when it came out, so all I knew was I was watching Pokemon. I didn't need to know the specific Pokemon. But that does make it even more exciting for me that Pearl was the first game I got to play, even if it was well after it was released. I did try some other Pokemon games, but I never really made it that far into them. I tried Sword and Shield, I don't remember which one we owned, and Let's Go Pikachu, but those games just don't hit for me the same as DA did. I love open exploration type games, one of my favorite games being Horizon Zero Dawn. This game hits very similar things that Horizon Zero Dawn does, and other Pokemon games just don't really hit the same way. I do hope that they make more Pokemon games like Legend ZA, because that was just really fun. Or maybe I don't, because Nintendo games are really expensive. I just got Tomodachi Life, which is not a game I expected to enjoy, but it is currently taking over my life. The Miis are just really fun to make, and I love all the weird ships that happen within it. Like Angel Devil from Chainsaw Man falling in love with Dr. Habit, Smile for Me, and Bob from Animal Crossing, which is making everybody fall in love with him. I mean everybody. I also made Echo from Pandora Hearts, and the very first thing she did was huff at Hatsune Miku, who was trying to say hello to her, and hate the outfit I made her. All of which are very accurate to her character. I don't have a good way of transferring images from the Switch, so I don't have many screenshots, but I have posted some of the Miis that I've made to my Tumblr account if you want to check them out. The link is in the description. But this is also not a Tomodachi Life video, so I probably shouldn't yap about this for long. I just wanted an excuse to talk about Tomodachi Life. I realize I probably should talk about the starters for Wind and Waves. I already made the joke at the beginning that literally everybody has made about these starters, but for the most part they're pretty cute. They're not anything super special in my mind. They're just kind of fire dog, wet gecko, a very angry bird, but that said, I still do like their designs. Sprout is probably my favorite. He just looks holdable. And I know a lot of people don't want the starters to evolve into two-legged, but I think it'd be funny for Pombon to become the lesser dog from Undertale. If not, I did see somebody else say that it'd be funny if he just got more legs. So instead of becoming two-legged, he becomes like multi-legged, like eight-legged. But not like a spider, just long dog. Also, when I posted this to my Tumblr account, somebody informed me that the paw pad on Pombon is actually the kanji for fire. It's such a minute detail, but it's such a cute thing that they added. I currently have strained my wrist pretty bad, but when it gets better, I want to draw me and all of my favorite Pokemon. While I don't really play the games, I still really like Pokemon designs. I currently have about 10 Pokemon listed as my favorites, all ranging from these designs are really cute and really cool. Silly. Examples being like Sableye. He's just my little guy. His designs are great. And then Spinda, who I just think is silly. She's just cute. But the drawing's probably not going to happen for a little while, sometime in the future. Even when my wrist heals, I have a massive list of arts and crafts that need to be done. Speaking of which, one thing is that I do collect Pokemon cards. I don't collect them for the game, but I like to paint the cards to like complete the backgrounds, like this. So I downloaded Pokemon TCG Pocket as a way to kind of easily sort through cards that would be paintable. I was disappointed to find out that a lot of the cards in the game are exclusive to the game and cannot actually be acquired. I still like the game though, collecting cards is really fun, but I'm awful at the battle game though. Like I can do beginner and intermediate solo battles, but I gave up on doing just any of the other battles. Like I tried advanced solo battles and they're just, I don't know, I can't do them. Props to whoever is actually good at Pokemon battles, because I just can't. I say that I paint them, but I haven't actually painted any of them in a while, because it's incredibly difficult to color match everything. It takes a long time, and it's kind of tedious and stressful, but I will still use this as an excuse when I find a box of loose Pokemon cards at a game store, as if I don't have enough of these cards piling up everywhere just waiting to be painted. Obviously, I need more cards, so that I can say I paint them, when I haven't painted one in probably 3 years. Like, it's easy to convince myself to not get a pack of Pokemon cards, because like 99% of the time, I can't paint what I end up getting. But the loose Pokemon cards, I get to dig around in a box, and I get to look at cool art. What's there not to love? Like, I got these recently, and I love all of the art on them. I especially love the art on the Shedinja and the Riolu, but those are also two of the more difficult ones to paint. And honestly, for two very different reasons, the Riolu is just very colorful, and trying to color match all of that is gonna be something. It's gonna be something. It's also very difficult when the Pokemon is not fully in the image. Like, if any part of them is cut off, it makes it even harder because they're typically have a lot more shading on them. And then the Shedinja, it's mostly just gonna be a lot of figuring out plants, and I'm not very good at plants. I want to be better at backgrounds, but it's gonna be a lot of fine line detail, which is pretty difficult on such a small card. I'm excited to try though, because the card is beautiful and I really want to do it justice. But now, for the moment you've been waiting for. The design of this Pokemon evolution. I'm sure you've already guessed what the bit is by now, but meet Pombon. This is what happens when your Pombon finds a pipe bomb. This idea overtook me, and well, I had many other things I needed to be doing at the time. I had to draw this. I just had to. It was in my head. I could not get it out. I had to get it out on a canvas. He's so cute, and the idea is just really dumb, and I love this drawing so much. I wasn't gonna make a background, but the dog image I had for reference had a really nice background that was cute, so I kind of used that. Plus, this drawing only really took me like 40 minutes, even with the background, so by the time I finished Pombon, I wasn't too worried about time. But thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. I'm currently just trying out different things with these speed draws, so if you enjoyed this video, maybe leave a like letting me know. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this YouTube account. I want to do more than just speed draws in the future, but that'll depend on when my wrist strain actually heals. But what do you think of my evolution? Do you think that they should add this to Wind and Waves? Are you excited for Wind and Waves? Let me know down in the comments. Also, I have a Ko-fi shop, where I've listed some paintings and stickers that I have for sale. If you'd like to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description, but that is all for now. Thank you again for watching, and bye!